Finance. Today's thought. Success is vehicle which moves on wheel called hard work. But the journey is impossible without fuel called self-confidence. In the previous class, we had studied about water and its importance, properties and uses of water. Today, we are going to learn a new topic, crop production and management. Why we have to understand this topic, crop production and management? Lot of people around the world. Everyone need food to eat for their energy requirement. We can't just rely on nature to provide that food for us. That is why we need to cultivate food. In this lesson, we are going to learn about agricultural practices, rotation of crops, seeds, biofertilizers and functions of agricultural research institutions. Now let's discuss agricultural practices. Agriculture has always been the backbone of our country's economy. Ever since the Green Revolution, we have been cultivating different types of crops to cater the increasing demand. In our country, three categories of crops are grown. They are kharif crops, rabi crops and shade crops. The crops which are sown in the rainy season, that is from the month of June to September, are called kharif crops. Paddy, maize, soya bean, groundnut and cotton are kharif crops. The crops grown in winter season, that is from October to March, are called rabi crops. Wheat, gram, pea, mustard, linseed or rabi crops. The crops which are grown in summer season are called shade crops. Examples: watermelon, muskmelon and cucumber. According to utility, crops are classified into 5 types. They are food crops, fodder crops, fiber crops, oil crops and ornamental crops. Crops such as paddy and maize are cultivated for human consumption. These types of crops are called food crops. Crops which are useful for livestock consumption, that is for animals, are called fodder crops. Example: sorghum. In Tamil it is called cholam. Millets, etc. Millet in Tamil it is called thinai. Fiber crops are plants that are deliberately grown for the production of fiber for textile, example cloth, cordage, example ropes, and filling, example mattresses. Cotton, jute, industrial hemp, sun hemp and flax are some of the well-known fiber crops. Oil crops are useful in a large scale for consumption or industrial uses. The most prominent oil crops are palm, soybean, sunflower, coconut, groundnut and sesame. What is sesame? In Tamil it is called eel. Gingerly oil or sesame oil extracted from sesame seed. Last one is ornamental crops. Ornamental crops are plants that are grown for decorative purposes in gardens and landscape design projects. The cultivation of ornamental plants is called floriculture. Examples: croton, bougainvillea, etc. Students, do you know our country is the largest producer of bananas and mangoes in the world. It is also the second largest producer of wheat and rice. Basic practices of crop production. To get more yield, different activities should be done in crop production. Such activities are soil preparation, sowing of seeds, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, weeding, harvesting of crops and storage of food grains. Now let's discuss these activities one by one. The most important aspect in agricultural process is to loosen the topsoil. Is there any organism involving in this process? Yes. earthworm and soil microbes. They help in loosen the soil. And also these organisms add humus to the soil. What is humus? Decomposed matter of dead and remains which enrich the soil fertility is called humus. Normally plants absorb water, minerals, nutrients and air from the soil through their roots. Hence it is essential to prepare the soil in a proper way before starting the cultivation practice. Some of the soil preparation methods are ploughing, leveling and basal manuring. Ploughing or tilling is the process of loosening and turning the soil up and down to facilitate the availability of nutrients in the root zone of the cultivating crops. Few important agricultural implements generally used in the field preparation. They are plough, hoe and cultivator. Plough is mainly used for tilling the soil to add fertilizers to the crops, remove weeds and other waste materials from the field and also to turn the soil. A plough is made of wood and is drawn by a pair of bulls or horses. It contains a strong and a short triangular iron strip known as a ploughshare. The main part of the plough is a long log of wood which is called plough shaft. The other end is attached to a beam which is placed on the bull's neck. Next is hoe. It is a simple tool which is used to till the land, remove weeds and dig up soil. It has a long wooden rod with a bent iron plate at one end. The other end may be attached to an animal. Another one tool which is used for field preparation is cultivator. Cultivators are driven by tractor. Tractors also kill weeds and dig up unwanted vegetation available in the field. Nowadays, ploughing is done by tractor driven cultivator. The use of cultivator saves labor and time. Second soil preparation method is leveling. Once the field is ploughed, the top soil quite loose. The leveling of soil is done with an implement called the leveler, which is a heavy wooden or iron plank. Leveling of the field also helps in uniform distribution of water during irrigation. Third method is basal manuring. Manuring means adding manure to the soil. Manure contains many nutrients required for the growth of the crop plants. To increase the fertility of the soil, we add manure to the soil even before sowing because it gets properly incorporated into the soil. Application of green manure and farm-made manure will always enhance the growth and yield of the crops. Second step in crop production is sowing of seeds. Once the soil preparation is over, sowing of the seeds can be done. Sowing is the actual process of planting the seeds in the soil. Various methods are followed for sowing the seeds. First one is sowing by hand. The scattering of seeds by hand is the simplest method of sowing seeds. This is the most economical method of sowing seed. Second one is seed drill. Seed drill is a modern method of sowing seeds. It is a better and more efficient method than sowing by hand. It is usually done by attaching iron drills to a tractor. Seed drills ensure that the seeds are planted at equal intervals and at the correct depth in the soil. Another one method is dibbling. It is the placement of seed material in a furrow, pit or hole at predetermined spacing with a dibble, more commonly by hand. Soil around the hole is pressed with hand or leg for moist soil contact. Third step of crop production is adding manure and fertilizers. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients to enhance the growth of plants are called manure and fertilizers. Some differences are there between manure and fertilizer. Actually, manure is an organic substance, but the fertilizer is a inorganic, that is the chemical compound. Manure is obtained from the decomposition of plant or animal waste, which helps to maintain the soil fertility. It also increases water holding capacity and soil aeration. Fertilizers are composed mainly of urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash and NPK. What is NPK? Nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. The use of these synthetic fertilizers has significantly improved the quantity of food. But if you use it continuously, the soil becomes sterile. That means the soil is not fit for agriculture. So we have to use organic manure for plant growth. Fourth step in crop production is irrigation. The supply of water to crops at regular intervals is called irrigation. The various sources of irrigation are wells, tube wells, pond, lake, rivers, dams and canal. Irrigation can be carried out by two different methods. They are traditional methods and modern methods. Traditional methods. In these methods, irrigation is done manually. Here a farmer pulls out water from the wells or canals by himself or using cattle and carries to farming field. Pumps are also commonly used for lifting water from various sources. Diesel, biogas, electricity and solar energy are few important sources of energy needed to run these pumps. The method of pulling water may vary from one place to another. The main advantage of this method is that it is cheaper, but its efficiency is poor because of uneven distribution of water. It also leads to heavy water loss. Next is modern methods. The modern irrigation methods help to overcome the problems exist in the traditional methods. It also facilitates the even distribution of moisture in the field. The modern methods involve two systems. They are sprinkler system and drip system. In sprinkler system, sprinkles water over the crop and helps in an even distribution of water. This method is much advisable in areas facing water scarcity. Here a pump which generates pressure is connected to pipes and water is sprinkled through the fine nozzles of pipes. In drip system, water is released drop by drop exactly at the root zone using a hose or pipe. This method is considered as the effective one in regions where the availability of water is less.